Hello and welcome to May's Crochet. I am Rachel and I just wrapped up last week's video, so I'm just going to jump right into this week's video. Welcome to week 3 of Crochet Bingo. So long story short, I have been summoned for jury duty. It lasts 5 weeks. I don't know if I have to go in from day to day. I call in at 5 o'clock every night to see if there are any jury trials that I have to appear for the next day to be picked for a jury. 3 weeks in plus a day, and so far nothing. 2 more weeks, well, 9 more days to go. We'll see. Bottom line is I didn't feel comfortable trying to do one big project over these 3 weeks because I might not be able to do it if I had to go in, and I didn't want to not post. So I came up with a Crochet Bingo card, and we've been working on that, just doing some little projects around, or little tasks to come up with a full-length video, whatever it may be. So we are close to bingo. I might still continue this to next week. I wasn't going to originally. I was just going to do 3 weeks and then my movie wrap-up video at the end of July. Since July goes to a Thursday, that gives me like 4 extra days for movie watching, and I am a bit behind right now, so I may need it. I will probably go ahead and extend the bingo. Even if I get bingo today, I will probably extend bingo through next week and just do the July movie wrap up the first Monday in August. It seems like a great plan to me, and I'm in charge, so I get to do whatever I want. Anyway, let's go ahead and pick this week's bingo card. I pick 5 at a time so that I can properly manage my time to get them done. If I have something a little larger, like make a Christmas present, I know that I can allot for that time. Here's a little bag I made. Here's everything left. You can see it in there. I've done 10 so far, so that leaves 14 because there is the free space. Starting right this second, no cuts, no cheats. Let's pick this week's stuff. 5 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. What do we got? A vintage crochet pattern. Use non-ergonomic hook. That's okay. I can do it. No acrylic or cotton yarn. Okay, you're killing me, Smalls. Knit a hat on a cincher machine. Oh, easy. Hardest problem there is picking the colors. And finish a skein or ball of yarn. Possibly easy. I don't know. We'll see about that one. Okay, so I checked the card and it does not look like this will be a bingo, but that's okay, because I'm probably going to come back next week. In fact, next week I might just finish the rest of the card. I don't know. We'll see. And I didn't mention it before, but in order for it to count, I have to pull it from the bag and I have to complete it by the end of this video for it to count on the card. Because like last week, I worked out of a book for multiple things and started an Amy project out of a book, but I could not count them because I did not draw them from the bag. But that's okay. So these are my assignments for the week. I'm not going to get started today because I have to edit what's last week's video that I just finished filming, but I will start at some point this week and I'll see you then. Hi, it's Monday. I'm not going to be working right this minute on camera. I just wanted to show what I hope to be the finish a ball or skein of yarn for the week. This is the Lion Brand Made with Love cotton yarn. I am making this corner to corner square like this. Ever since I learned it a couple weeks ago for my first bingo card video, I have been obsessed. As a cat trying to get into my room. I've been obsessed, and I am hoping to make this little graphic that's called Existential Crisis. I saw it on the internet. I saw it around quite a bit without an actual origin, so I don't know who did it first, but I'm doing it now, and I don't know what I'm doing. It's going to be 2-panel. This is going to be the back panel and just the solid color, and then I'll do the front panel. I don't know if it's going to be a top. I don't know if it's going to be a bag. I don't know what, but it's going to be these colors, and then the little guy will be light gray for the body and then dark gray for the shadow. And I plan on having this done by the end of the week. As you can see, I think like 16 rows in or so. It's going to be a 30 by 30. So 59 rows altogether, and I am 1.1 ounces into this 3.5 ounce skein. So this is my current grab and go project. Like, I just need something simple that I don't have to concentrate on. Right now, this back panel, just back and forth on the diagonal, same color, no color changes or anything. I'm taking it with me. And so I will just work on it here and there all week, and I will hopefully burn through this. I don't know how much it's gonna take. I mean, I'm at probably a little over a quarter of it, and only a third of the way through the ball. We'll see. So when I filmed yesterday, just to let everybody know what skein of yarn I was likely to be finishing this week, I did not expect to be done today. I really thought it was just something I was going to work on here and there whenever I got a chance. And then I sat down last night and really locked in and got through it. As you can see, my corner to corner square is significantly larger than it was. And I finished a ball of yarn. I'm gonna stop here and attach the next one. So that is one Made with Love, the cottony one, red wine color. That's one thing already done. It's Tuesday afternoon. I'm doing so much better than the last 2 weeks where I didn't even really hop on until Wednesday at the earliest. So finish a skein or ball of yarn, done. I am going to take a kid to dance, and then I'm going to come back and try to get the knit a hat on the center machine knocked out because I do have to go in tomorrow to the courthouse. I'd like to see what I can get done today. Hopefully the hat, probably the hat. They take like 30 minutes, but I'm not going to make just like a plain boring hat. Why? Anyway, hopefully I'll see you in just a little bit to make a hat. Let's make a hat quickly on the center machine. Shouldn't take long. Normally it's a 30-minute project and it's more or less done after that. So I wasn't really sure what I was going to do as far as colors go, but I remembered I went through a fun little phase where every time I went to a craft store or the craft section of a store, I would grab the iron-on embroidery patches that I liked. Like, I had this massive collection of them because I was going to come home and do all kinds of fun stuff with them, and now I haven't. I just have a bunch of stupid embroidery patches. So one thing I've been thinking about doing for a long time that I think this would be a fun attempt at is to make a hat and do this little Pac-Man one with all the little ghosties and Pac-Man, but the base color will be black. A majority of it will be black, obviously. However, I have grabbed colors to match all the characters, and I will do like one stripe of those around. So there'll be some color changes. It's not super exciting, but like a center machine's just not super exciting. It's just not. It's just making a hat or a headband, or maybe, you know, there's a few other things you can do on it, but it's just not that fun. But I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I can remember how. I haven't used it in a while. Okay, had a bit of yarn barf over here, so it took me a damn minute to get that untangled. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started with this. I normally do 110 rows because it's doubled over. So I normally do 110 rows for a brimless hat and 120 for a brim. I thought about it, and I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do the 110 because those brims get pretty thick looking. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. 110 rows altogether. I think past the 55 mark is where I will start adding the colors. So here's orange, yellow, turquoise. This isn't perfect. It should be a little less turquoise, but it's the closest I had within that range. Pinky, and this one Blinky, Pinky, yeah, Blinky, Pinky, Inky, and Clyde, and then Pac-Man, I think. So I think it'll look good. I haven't decided if I'm gonna iron this on or sew it on. It probably won't be right now. I'll have to come back later and make decisions, but I would like to get the hat physically made. And I think, like I said, on the bottom half, I will do the striping just to have a better idea of where it'll go. So it'll just be one row of each with a black row in between. So yeah, a lot of cutting. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll get there. Also, just a quick note, I don't have one of the, electric adapters to spin it automatically because A, I don't use this that often, and B, I don't trust it. I've dropped so many stitches on my own, just manually cranking, that I don't trust an electric thing to just spin and spin and spin and not drop stitches. Okay, I was gonna do the stripes on the second half of the hat, but then a few things stop me, such as sometimes I screw up with color changes and drop stitches when I don't pull things tight enough, so I didn't want to get all the way through most of the hat and then have that mess up. And then my math is just easier on the top half of the hat. So I am at row 23. I'm going to start doing my stripes, and I am going to go in order of what's on here. So first, Pac-Man, yellow, Blinky, Inky, Clyde, who should have been last, and Pinky. Okay, so I'm several rows past all the color changes. Doesn't look like anything's dropped, which is normally where I have a really big problem with stitches dropping, is if I do color changes. So I'm going to finish up the next however many rows this is. Math's not gonna math right now. 75 rows. And I'll see you when I bind off. I finished it last night. I just didn't feel like filming anymore. And by the way, I know I just came back and it was dark all of a sudden. I had been babysitting this thing and I was only a few rows in, trying to make sure stitches didn't drop with this super thick black yarn. Not super thick, it's a 4-weight, but for some reason the machine hates it. Anyway, I did get it finished and off the thing. I just didn't feel like filming because it's not that big a deal. So this was originally going to be what I wanted. But then as it started going further and further and I had more room to see what it looked like, I wasn't sure if I wanted the single rows. I was like, maybe double rows would be better. So then I got to the second half of the hat and then did all my math and all my spacing properly, and I ended up doing double rows. It'll, like, this will be the top of the hat. If I do it on this side, this will be the top of the hat. If I do it on this side, this will be the top of the hat. Anyway, and I do think I like the double rows more, especially the meetup of the color changes, because here, I don't know, it's not as good. Unfortunately, with the double side, there was a stitch issue. I don't know what happened here. I mean, a stitch dropped, but like I was watching it so closely and this still happened. I think I'm gonna keep it. Because I do like the double better. So this is gonna look dumb. Still feels too big. Like, this is too long. I think it's just gonna have to be slouchy at this point because I didn't leave any room for it to be folded up. I'm gonna tie all this off and then probably just gonna hand stitch this on. It is, oh wow, that's pretty. It is iron on, but with the knit, I'm just not sure. So hear me out. I didn't want it. The brim was just not right. It was way longer than I thought it would be. I haven't made one of these in a really long time, and I used the largest thingy. Tension, the largest tension, because I used to use the middle tension and the hats were too tight on my head. So I don't have a super big head, I don't think. Anyway, so I used the largest tension, so maybe that's why this one was longer than I anticipated. So I shortened it by buying more yarn, actually. I could have taken this apart. I just didn't want to. This will just go in the donation bin. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Plus, I didn't want to use this black yarn again. It was just slightly too thick, and I had to babysit it. This one went by so fast. I don't remember this brand, or if you even had a brand on it, but this, I ran to Michael's today and got their impeccable yarn in black. I don't love it. It's definitely a little rough around the edges. This one's much smoother. I think this is a low pill kind. But anyway, it did go by much faster, and I do like the hat a lot more. I ended up only doing 90 rows, I believe. And I stuck with the double. There's nothing on the inside. It's just black. Unlike this one that has the single rows on the inside. Anyway, stuck a little pom-pom on, and then I tried to hand stitch it, and I'm like, screw that. I was afraid it wasn't going to iron on well because of that sticky backing that was on it, or the sticker that was on it, covering the sticky backing, and some of the sticker stayed on. Anyway, it's just fabric glue. I just stuck some fabric glue on there, and it feels pretty sturdy. Yeah, this is like exactly what I envisioned, pretty much. So yay me, this is adorable. But it is middle of summer, so I won't be wearing it anytime soon, but maybe later this year. Really proud of this. I've had this in the back of my head for forever, so this was a really good time to just get it done. So, donation bin, hat bin at the top of my coat closet. I don't think I'm getting anything else done tonight, but I know what I'm going to do for my non-ergonomic hook that I will probably work on tomorrow, and that will be... This is the beginning of a Jane Austen doll that I started during last week's Crochet Bingo, because I had a crochet at the library, and I have this book of iconic women to crochet, and Miss Jane Austen's down here, and I've been meaning to use this book for forever. I've had it for like 4 or 5 years, and so I started her at the library using my Clover Amour hook, ergonomic, at 3.5 millimeters. This is is it Boye, B-O-Y-E? I've never really heard it. Yeah, 3.5 millimeters. I'm gonna finish her with this. I will finish. I won't just do one stitch and then be like, oh, I'm done. I did go ahead and make the arms though, because I did not want to use this tiny thing to do these tiny things. So all that's left is the rest of her dress, and then her wig cap and a bun to go on the wig cap, and then the hat, and that should be it. And then I have to sew the arms on, obviously. So I will try to finish her. If my hand hurts too much, I will stop. Just popping back in to say that I did in fact finish this. I knit a hat on a Centro. In fact, I knit 2 hats on a Centro machine. So, done.
I float out of the fuel bay and into space. I pull on my tether to bring me back to the hull.
Okay, even though I said last night that I was probably not going to continue working on the Jane Austen doll with a non-ergonomic hook, I lied. Obviously, the little bit of footage I hopefully just showed you proved that wrong. I thought I could maybe finish her dress last night. I could not. I got about 4 rows in. I was like, oh, no, gotta go to bed. But the dress is done. It is finished. She clearly still needs hair, hat, need to sew the arms that I've already made on. But the dress is complete. I got 4 rows in last night and then I finished it this morning. I did use the plain aluminum hook, the non-ergonomic hook for the whole thing. I'm on the honor system. I promise I'm not a dirty cheater. I did do it. I just didn't film me doing it. I will complete the rest of the things for the doll with this hook on camera later. However, I am a little tired of working on it right now. I would like to just go do something else for a bit. So I also realized that I did not explain what a non-ergonomic hook is in case anybody watching doesn't know. I mean, I assume most people know crochet stuff if you're here, but in case you don't, this is obviously the non-ergonomic hook. It does not have the handle that is grippy or wider for easier hold. This is an ergonomic hook. So yes, the grip is much easier. This is much not. And ergonomic hooks come in various shapes and sizes and materials and things like that. I do prefer the silicone rubber grip, or I don't exactly know what the material is, but like all of these various colors. So that's why I did this as a little challenge on the bingo card, because I've just gotten so used to the ergonomic hook that this is difficult for me. Now I can see where if you do the pencil hold where you crochet like this, which I've tried and does not work, I could see where like this kind of hook would be fine. I do the knife hold as you've seen, so like putting my whole hand on it, I need more structure to it. I need it, otherwise my wrist hurts. Like when I was using the non-ergonomic micro crochet hooks last week, I mean my hands were killing me by the end of like 2 hours worth of work, whereas I could work with a larger ergonomic hook many hours and not feel nearly as pained as what those are. So an ergonomic hook for me personally, and for many people, lessens the possibility of pain or tension or stress on the joints and the muscles and all that stuff, personally speaking. Many people still use these. That's totally fine. That's up to them. It's their business. It's not for me. That's why it's a challenge. Again, I will finish the doll with this another day. However, I would like to just do something very mindless. So adjacently, I'm going to go to another task on the list and work with non-cotton or non-acrylic yarn, because those are the things I work with most, especially acrylic. I use acrylic for almost everything. But when I was at Michael's yesterday getting the black yarn to redo the Pac-Man hat, I decided on this Wool Ease roving 100% wool yarn. Yay! I did search my room and almost everything I have is an acrylic blend or a cotton blend or some kind of blend with wool or polyester or something else. And I was like, no, let's go full wool. And I do have some 100% wool. It's just that I have it set aside for potentially making other things in the future. And I didn't want to get into those this week, like maybe sweaters and that kind of stuff. I didn't want to work on something that big this week. So I got this. And I am just going to make a stupid long scarf. I have already started the stupid long scarf because I want to make sure I had my hook sizes right. This is my, oh my gosh, wow, I went nuts. This is my chain. Let's see if I can get it in frame. Nope, still can't get it in frame. So this is my chain. It is probably, I'm 5'5", and it almost reaches the floor wrapped around me on both sides. It's probably almost 11 feet long. Okay. Well, actually, if it goes over my neck, we don't count my head. You know what? Let's not do the math. It's long. We'll say 10 feet. Anyway, I've already done the chain. I am just double straining it, and I'm just going to do a rib stitch. That's it. A single crochet rib stitch. Try to use up as much of this as possible because I don't really want it, but I said I was going to work with non-acrylic or non-cotton yarn, and this is 100% wool. So, what is this? This is a 9mm. This is what I did the chain with, and I'm working the rest of it in an 8mm. So, I would like to just work on this back and forth. No big deal. The stakes are not high here. This is just a silly little project. I picked these colors because they're the local university colors. And I am going to go downstairs and sit in the big comfy theater seats and watch something on the big screen. I haven't decided what yet. Maybe Sinners. I'm trying to decide between Sinners and Thunderbolts because it's like if I wait a little bit longer, Thunderbolts will be on Disney Plus soon enough. Do I want to pay to rent it? Sinners is already on max. So I think I'm gonna go do that. Yeah, okay. So I'm just gonna go work on this. I am basically gonna work this scarf until it is wide enough or until I run out of yarn. Whichever happens first. I don't know.
I can't. Just all depends. What? What told you that? Stay. Said y'all want it all. Lying son of a bitch.
Okay, so last night I watched Sinners, and I only got like 2 rows done on this thing because A, the lights were very dim, and B, I was just really into the movie. But that's okay too. So I have been working on it most of the day, as you can see, and I don't have just a lot left. I don't want to pick those up because they are collapsing. But yeah, it's been a great mindless project just to catch up on movies and YouTube videos and other stuff, and I don't really have to do anything. I mean, I just back and forth with the single crochet in the back loop for a ribbed effect, and that's it. And I'm just waiting until these run out. I am considering buying 2 more skeins to make it even wider because this is not going to be super wide by the time I'm done. I don't have a lot left. I might get 2 more rows after this one. Maybe, that's pushing it. But if I do that, it'll be later. It's not going to be this week. It's just something I would go grab and then finish eventually. Here's the thing. I don't like scarves. I don't wear scarves. I can't stand stuff around my neck. I might wear like one of those short faux turtlenecks, but not like a real turtleneck that goes up and folds over. I don't even really like necklaces that much. So the thing is, it's like, it would be cuter, wider, but am I ever actually gonna wear it? Very unlikely. But yeah, it's 100% wool, so definitely non-acrylic and non-cotton, but I'm gonna keep working on this and maybe get started on another movie. We'll see. Looks like I'm just ready for winter at this point, right? Only these two don't go together. Anyway, I finished this. Well, I didn't finish. I finished the skeins. Woo. She's big. She's stupid big, like I planned. Still pretty skinny though, and so I just left the loop. I haven't finished because I don't know. I think I will go get 2 more skeins, and I might make like a matching hat and maybe some fingerless gloves, and then use the rest to finish the scarf. I don't know. It's like 12.5 rows, but it's not gonna be right now. Like, I've done what I set out to do, which was use something other than cotton or acrylic. So I do believe that I can throw this away and mark it off the card for this week. And when I think about it, next time I'm out at Michael's, I'll grab another couple skeins and then finish it up. I do still have some of the yellow left, but not a ton. Yeah. I don't know why. I don't know why I feel the need to make it wider, like I'm gonna wear it in a matching hat and possibly some mitten. I don't know. Completion, I don't know. But that's 3 things off the list at this point. Are we at 3 things? Sure, why not? Anyway, so I just saw this. Looks like I missed way back. Ooh, okay, we're gonna ignore that. Anyway, hi, hello. I've just been terrible today. Like, okay, not like terrible as in, you know, throwing rocks at old people and kicking puppies in the street or anything. I mean, not like evil. I just haven't been working on things I needed to work on, like this bingo card. No, instead I decided to make this rainbow pillow for no reason other than it made my brain happy. Yeah, I'm gonna keep working on this eventually, but I've got to work on this bingo card, right? So Jane, poor armless, hairless Jane, she's having a rough go of it. Non-ergonomic hook, or just a hook? Do we say non-ergonomic or do we just say a regular hook? I don't know. I don't know what the terminology would be. Just a hook. Okay. Hair. We're gonna make Jane some hair with this thing. That sucks. But yeah. I'm gonna at least get her hair done tonight, and then it's just the bonnet and the shawl, and then we'll be done. Let's make a wig. Yeah, it's very late. It's very late. And I'm also gonna watch a movie while I do this because I am still behind on movie watching, but that's okay. It's okay. Everything's okay. Everything's fine. Fine, I say. Magic ring. Okay, cool. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Movies. What do I want?
He is also a traitor.
Yeah.
He has stolen one half of the CIA knock list, a record of all our deep cover agents working in Eastern Europe. For security reasons, the knock list is divided in two.
Okay.
Now here's the plan. Ethan?
Stick a gum, right?
No?
No. Red light, green light. Sarah, they're dead.
Wait, who's dead?
My team! My team is dead!
Jesus.
Kittredge, you've never seen me very upset. Job 314.
The penny drops. Sorry I doubted you. Dear boy, you are a good sport.
Thanks, Max.
In Langley? The one in Virginia, Langley.
Well, this doesn't sound like the Luther Stickle I heard of. What did they used to call you, the Net Ranger? Zero body count.
We'll see.
Thing looks like an octopus. Weird. It's too late for me. So unserious. Oh my gosh. I'm going to bed because I'm tired. But you know, I've made the wig cap, not the bun, the wig cap and the dress, the bottom half of the dress with the non-ergonomic hook. I feel like I've done the thing, right? Like, can I mark it off? Yes, you say I can? Okay, great, because I'm marking it off. My hand hurts. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't know that Jane will get done before the end of this video. Maybe. There's not a lot left. I just gotta concentrate on it. Anyway, so we're calling it done, right? Use non-ergonomic hook. I did. Does not specify how long. But I did. I mean, it was a couple hours for the skirt and the hair. I mean, maybe not a couple hours. Maybe. I don't know. I don't time myself. Anyway, did I? Okay, we are at the end. We have one thing left. I've been kind of putting it off because this one makes me a little nervous. But it is time to try to follow a vintage crochet pattern. There's a website called freevintagecrochet.com. I mean, you can find them just about anywhere, but this one has quite a list of stuff. Tons of ads. It's a free website, so you gotta make allowances for that if you want. But I originally was going to go with maybe like a hat, like an old-fashioned hat. However, I don't know if the materials I have, how they would translate to the materials suggested. Like, I feel like they used a lot of cotton thread back then, and I just don't have that kind of time or patience right now. And if I try to make it with anything else, it could be too big, too small. So I'm not going to do any kind of wearable. That seems a little risky. So then I'm like, well, maybe objects. I started looking at like the home decor stuff. I was like, what if I just made a doily? But then I would just have a doily lying around, and I don't want that either. So then I started looking at the toys section, and wow, man, okay. So the things they have listed, the pictures they show, it's what you expect to find in a haunted house. You know, it probably has the spirit of a child or a murderer or a murdery child inside. So of course I'm going to make one and scare the crap out of my kids with it. I'm just gonna like leave it lying around, you know, just like while they sleep, just stick it in their room and like, okay. Maybe not, but we'll see. So I wanted to do this giraffe first from a 1939 magazine, but I was trying to read the pattern ahead of time, and I couldn't make sense of some things, and maybe with some time I could, but I don't have a lot of time right now because it is very, very late in the week. So I'm gonna go with this other one, the crazy cat from, I think, 1943. It's also from this magazine. So I've read through it. I think I got it. I'm going to use just plain 4-weight cotton yarn and a 3.5mm hook, which is what I normally do Amy with, because I mean, it's a doll, it's a toy, you know, it doesn't make that big of a difference. So, and again, I'm not sure I can translate to modern day materials from 1943. My grandmother was three years old. Let's get started on this ridiculous project. But it should be fun, right? Okay, false start. because of course there is. So the pattern itself called for a rug yarn in some brand from 1943. I don't know what that is. I'm not gonna look it up. I don't really care. I was just using this plain cotton, and look how tiny. This is the head. These are the ears, and this is gonna be the like width of the head. And I don't wanna work on something this small. So I went and got my Bernat blanket yarn that I never use. I just have a cubby over there where it lies in wait for just this opportunity to shine. So we're gonna use that. We're gonna put this other stuff up and we'll see how it goes. I hope I have enough. I mean, I've got various colors, so if I have to tie on another color, it's not like this is going to be pretty. So, starting over. So, first impressions. I hate it so much. It is awful. So I'm working in the round, and it had me start with the ears, if you can tell that little swoop. But these are like DCs, double crochets up in the corners. And so when I go to stuff it, it's gonna come out. Like this is a size 7 for this. I could have tried a 6.5, but it's pretty tight as it is. So that sucks. The worst so far though is this is 7 rounds. Got through round 4, and then 5, 6, and 7 are all together, and it says to, let me check, hang on. So 5, 6, and 7 are all together, and it says single crochet in each stitch around, increasing 3 stitches evenly across front of head. They told me that this was the front of head on like round 3. And then it says 26 stitches all together. So I'm thinking, how do I increase evenly 3 times to get 9 extra stitches? But then I realized I have to do it 3 stitches for 3 rounds to get 9 extra stitches all together to get from 17 up to 26. The thing is, it doesn't tell you where to do it. So the first time it's easy. It's like there's pretty much 6 stitches across. And so it's like 1 and then an increase, 1 and then an increase, 1 and then an increase. But then the next time around, it's like, okay, do I do it on that second stitch or that third stitch I just made in the increase? I don't know. So I guessed. And then same with the 7th round. And it's weird. It's so weird, and I don't like it. And I don't like working with Bernat yarn either to do plushies or Amy or anything like that. This is the blanket yarn. I don't like this. It's hard for me to see the stitches and work in them. I don't like it. I know they make for wonderful plushies. I have trouble working in it though. So anyway, I am up to the 8th and 9th rounds, which is, yeah, the instructions are weird. It's all in a paragraph. It's the head, and it's just a paragraph of instructions. So like in today's books, it would be row or round by round listed out one at a time. So the 4th round was single crochet in each stitch around. Okay, cool. Now 8th and 9th, same as 4th round. So now we have to go back and look at the 4th round in the middle of a paragraph. Pain in the ass. So I'm not having a good time, but I have to keep going. Okay, here's the head. I followed the instructions. It's hideous. I can see it, but I can't at the same time. So the end of the head was awful because we got up to the 10th round and it said single crochet in 2 stitches and then work off next 2 stitches as 1 single crochet. So a decrease. Repeat from the asterisk around until 14 stitches remain. So I got confused because I thought, like, I did it until there were 14 stitches unworked on that round. No, it means keep going until you've decreased enough until there's 14 stitches in total, which is really like 2 more rounds. So it's like 10 and 11. And then it says to start stuffing, and then it says to continue doing that same decrease pattern, 2 single crochets, 2 single crochets and a decrease until you're down to 10 stitches. So it's really like 12 rounds altogether, I think, when it says it's 10. And what? Hideous. But at least it's not coming out of the ears, but I don't have it kind of shoved all the way up there to the top of the head either, because kind of is skinny. Anyway, doesn't matter. This isn't supposed to look good. It's supposed to be ugly and creepy, right? That was the goal. I know this next part is going to be terrible because it's a length issue. So I basically start it and then it tells me to keep doing the same thing. You can see it's basically like a square, right? The body's like basically a square. So it's gonna tell me to keep doing that until I have 5 inches. Yeah, 5 inches. I'll just make it somewhat proportional to the head, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what what I'm doing. Okay, it's very late and I am tired and my wrists and fingers are starting to hurt because these, I'm just not used to this yarn texture and it hurts. So I'm working on the body, and if I look at the picture, it would seem that the head is maybe half the length of the body that they go for, because it says 5 inches. Like, how tiny is the cat that the body was 5 inches? I don't know. Anyway, so I'm gonna go for about double the head with this. This is going horribly, by the way. So we're gonna guesstimate about 10 inches for the body. So both of these started with a chain and then working on both sides of the chain. However, they did not increase on the ends like most modern day ones. If you're gonna do that, if you're gonna work on both sides of the chain to kind of come up in this sort of like envelope shape, you work extras around to smooth out the base, I guess, and or to keep increasing until you get the size you want. And they don't do that here, so it's odd to just start going up that way. Plus, no matter how tightly I pull, there's this, because you're kind of skipping over some stuff to get to the other side of the chain. I don't care for it at all, but I'm following a pattern, so that's what's going on. I'm doing what I'm supposed to. So yeah, I will probably not film any more of me making the pieces, because I'm just gonna up to 10 inches for this body, and then I have the 4 legs, which are like, they're basically just tubes, and then like a tail. So I will probably see you tomorrow after I have made everything, before I assemble it. Probably. I don't know. It's finished. Are you ready? I don't think you're ready. His name is George. Pretty sure he's gonna murder us all. Yeah. So I followed the pattern exactly up until the mouth. I was supposed to do a chain for the mouth. I just embroidered it, and then for the whiskers I was supposed to embroider those, and I'm like, you know what, let's have some fun and stick some black pipe cleaners in there, make it extra special. So here he is. The tail is extremely long because I was just trying to get rid of all this brown. So got rid of a ball of yarn. I had zero plans for it. It was just taking up space. Made a creepy cat. Knocked something off the bingo card. I would call it a very successful day. Indeed. Look, it was 1943. There was a big war going on. Like, you know, I don't know. But I've done some vintage amigurumi crochet now, and I'll never be the same. So, yeah. 0 out of 10, do not recommend. I defy every instinct that I have doing modern Amy to power through, but it's done. So, I did it. And we can mark vintage crochet pattern off the list, which means I completed all 5 tasks for the week. Okay, well, this is the end of the video. I've done all the things. I did complete Jane with a regular, well, with an ergonomic hook. I won't say regular, but with an ergonomic hook. I couldn't do the non-ergonomic hook anymore. She's okay. Her curls don't want to lay right, and her head's a little heavy, but whatever. And I don't know why they chose gray and blue together. I didn't have to follow the color scheme, but I did anyway. But she's done. Got her Centro knit hat, 100% wool, non-acrylic, non-cotton yarn, the vintage pattern. And I'm not going to get it out, but I did finish the 1 ball of yarn on like Monday or Tuesday earlier this week. So, and haven't touched that project since then. It's back there. It doesn't matter. It's not that important. Anyway, I have decided I will continue with the bingo 1 more week. Originally it was going to be 3, like I said, but I'm going to go ahead and go for week 4. So I'll definitely get bingo. I mean, the odds have to be in my favor at this point, because there's only 9 squares left and I'll pick 5. It's probably literally impossible for me not to get bingo now. But that'll be next week. We'll see what I come up with or what I have to do. And that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube things, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!